Right, good afternoon everyone. I am Liz Melville and I am going to talk to you for the next half an hour about Facebook, which is what I love to talk about all the time. So I'm going to go through 5 surefire strategies to build your Facebook page. Before I go into this, I'm going to start to tell you a little story. Crabs and Facebook, and you might be wondering, Liz, what on earth are you going to waffle on about now? Well, this is my son here. He's 3.5 years old, but last year he decided that he wanted to go crabbing. I've never been crabbing in my life before. I wouldn't know where to start, but he was insistent. He was all, I want to do this. I said, right, okay, let's find out what to do. And somebody had bought him a crabbing bucket, so we had our first piece of equipment. But I had to know, I just didn't know where to look. You know, what kind of crabs were we going after? I hadn't a clue. And what bait were we going to use? So I did a little bit of research and realised that our best chance was to try and catch spider crabs. Did a little bit of look about crabs, and did you know they've actually got 10 legs, not 8, 2 are under their shell? Who knew? Anyway, enough about crabs. The point there is, I had to know what I was looking for, and you need to do that on social media as well. You need to know on Facebook, who is your ideal audience? Who do you want to find? Now, if I asked a lot of you today who your ideal customer is, you'll probably say, oh, it's anyone. Anyone would want to buy my product. And I could say to you that everyone should be using Facebook, so therefore all of you might want to work with me. But that's not your ideal audience. You need to think about who do you really want to talk to and reach on Facebook so that you tailor your messages to them and you know what you want to say. So understand your customers. That's definitely the first thing. And ways of doing that. Anyone heard of Facebook graph search? No? I would expect you to be nodding, Chris. But very few people. It may well be because it's not been rolled out much wider than the US, but if you go into your Facebook profile, your personal profile, and change the language settings to English US, you will have access to Facebook graph search. And this is an amazing tool that very few people know about that will tell you all you need to know about your target market on Facebook. So that's my first tip, is look at Facebook graph search. So you'll see here, I've done a search up at the top. So to access it, you just type in phrases into the search bar on Facebook up at the top. And I've put in pages liked by people who like Liz Melville. That's the name of my business page. So you would just put in pages liked by people who like, and then the name of your business page. Or it could be a competitor's business page, or another page where your ideal customer might also congregate. But when you type that in, you will get a list of the other pages that your fans like as well. So you're starting to build up a list of their topics of interest. So you can see there, the Writer's Circle, Bring Your Book to Life, and Writer's Digest. I've got a heavy weighting of people who want to read things on my page. They're interested in books and literature. So what do you think I'm going to talk about on my page? Books, literature. I might put that into a business context and ask them what's the best business book you've read recently, but I'm linking it back to what I have found out I know they are interested in. It's not irrelevant, it's linked to what they're interested in. So you use it in your personal profile, your personal Facebook page, and then you type your search into the top. So other searches that you could try, you could put in favourite topics of interest. So if you want to know what to talk to these people about on Facebook, find out what they're interested in. So type in favourite interests of people who like, again, insert the name of a page. It will give you a list of all that they've told Facebook that they love to read about, to talk about in their daily lives. So with that kind of profile, you're starting to build up a picture of your ideal customer, start to talk about it. You could look at groups your clients are in as well. So you could type in groups joined by people who like, and then insert a page name as well. And you'll find the Facebook groups that they're members of. Now, what you can do with that is to actually join those groups, but I will caveat that and say only when appropriate, because I did have a client that I said that to, and his target market was actually mums between 25 and 35, and he thought it'd be a really good idea to join a breastfeeding group. Kind of stuck out like a sore thumb. He said, Liz, this isn't really working for me. And I thought, I wonder why. So I'll add that caution, but if it's appropriate for you doing so, join those groups, join in the conversation, and then drop in now and then about what you do. People will get to know you and they'll come across to your page. Local client information. So if any of you are running businesses that are very locally based, you can use graph search to find out about your clients in the local area. So type in things like pages liked by people who like, insert the name of a page, who live in, and insert the name of a city. So you could put in pages liked by people who like my page name, Liz Melville, and live in Edinburgh. And I would find out lots of information about the interests of people in this area who like my page. So I'm honing in on what they want to hear about. And my conversation is then not going to be about what I sell, it's going to be about what they are interested in. And that's the key. Okay. Now the second thing, going back to Cameron and his crab hunt, we had to find those crabs. So again, I did a little bit more Google research, and while I was looking into that, Cameron decided he couldn't wait any longer. Off he went with his crab bucket and a little bit of soggy bread that I'd given him, because I'd read that bread was quite good for crabs. I don't know, it seemed a bit strange. Attached to his line, before I could say anything, off he went, ran to the nearest rock pool in his wellies and jumped in. Splat. Dropped his bread into the water. Do you think he caught a crab? No, not surprisingly. So then we kind of went, well, wait a minute, something's not right here. If there were any crabs in that rock pool, they had headed for the nearest piece of seaweed. But then I looked again on Google, he was in the wrong place. He was totally in the wrong place. Because what we found was the best place to catch a spider crab, if anyone wants to do this, is off the end of a pier or a jetty in the water, just in the shallow water at the bottom. So I said, right, that's where you need to go. And off he ran again and dropped in his line. He still didn't catch anything, but we could see there were some crabs mulling around, having a look at what was hanging off this line. So you've got to seek out your customers in the right place where they hang out. So again, you can use graph search to find that information. You can find what groups they're in, find what pages they like, and then interact in those groups that they're members of. So go seek them out where they're hanging out. Don't wait for them to come to you. Go and find them. Another good thing to do is if you're drawing up a list of other business pages that people like, so it's your ideal client, they're on your page, you find out what other business pages they like, go and like those pages, logged in as your business page, go and like those other pages, and again, start joining in the conversation. Because your profile thumbnail will start to come up in those conversations, folk will see what you do, and they might, again, just come across and like your page. But you're not in their face, you're just gradually drip feeding into their consciousness that you're around. And another great tool on Facebook, anyone heard of Audience Insights? This will tell you everything you need to know about anyone who's on Facebook, not at individual level, but in sort of a group level. So Audience Insights, you'll access it. If you go into your own personal profile, on the left-hand side, you'll see the menu, look for your ads manager, go in there and you'll see Audience Insights. Audience Insights will give you very detailed information about income levels of your ideal customers, about where they live, about the car they drive, about the type of house they've probably got, whether they've got family, whether they're married, you name it. But you again will start to build up a really detailed profile of who you're trying to talk to and what will float their boat and what there is going on in their lives that you can talk about. Now, the next thing is to set some goals. Because Cameron, wanting to catch his crabs, it wasn't enough he wanted to catch one crab. Mummy, I want to catch 10 crabs, he says. He was very definite about that. He knew what he wanted to achieve. And that's no different with Facebook. How many of you have actually set yourself a goal or a target using Facebook? We've got some people, but certainly not all of you. Anyone want to give me an example if we're not sharing too much industry information? What's your target? I'm not going to pick on you, Chloe, don't worry. Anyone want to share what sort of targets have you got for using Facebook? Get 500 likes, okay? Common one. Yep, want to build the page. Doesn't really matter what it is, but you should have a goal. Because if you don't know what you want to get out of using Facebook, how will you know it's working for you? And 500 likes might be great, but if that's 500 likes who are not your ideal customer and are never likely to be, then you're wasting your time having them on your page. You'd be better trying to build your ideal audience. So make sure that your goals are very specific. And also you want to measure your success. So it might be that you want to look at how many website visitors you can drive to your website from Facebook. That might be a measure. It might be you want more people on your blog. You might want more email subscribers, more likes on your page, as we've mentioned. You might want to get more post reach and set yourself a target that you're going to uplift it by 20% by the end of next month. Whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. Make sure it's measurable and that after a set period of time, you look to see if you've achieved it or not. Because yes, Facebook is free. You can join it and you can get on there, but there's a cost to your time involved. And you are running a business, so for every hour you spend on Facebook, you could potentially be doing something else. If that's not working for you, you're better off somewhere else, or you need to adjust your approach. So make sure you have a goal and measure your success. So that was number 2. Number 3 is fish in the right pool. So again, back to Cameron, by now we knew we needed to go off the end of the pier. The rock pools weren't working. You've got to be in the right place. So go find people. And the key questions that you should ask yourself is, which Facebook pages does your audience love? Which ones are they on time and time again? Facebook will tell you. Which Facebook groups are they in? And use graph search. I'm going to keep going over this because it's so, so key to use graph search to understand your customer. Number 4 is to use the right bait. Now, I'd given Cameron bread to go fishing for his crabs, and we'd found the right place. We knew we had to be off the end of a pier, and he put his line in. Were the crabs biting? No. Could see them, but they weren't biting. We weren't catching any. So again, back to Google on the phone. Bacon. Bacon apparently is fantastic for crabs. So we attached some bacon to his line. He dropped it in. We're in the right place, and he caught his first crab. Big cheer, yay! He was so excited, but going back to his goal, that wasn't enough. He wanted 10 of them. So we had learned, though, that bread wasn't working. We needed to have the right bait. And it's the same with your customers. You've got to have the right content that will draw them in, that they will bite. Because if you're not, and if you're finding on your Facebook pages that you're not getting post reach, you're not getting engagement, it's not Facebook's fault, it's yours, because you're not putting out the right content. Sorry guys, hate to break it to you, but it is you. So how do you get it? Well, I'd like you to guess, what's the attention span of the average human being? Anyone want to guess? 20 minutes? Anyone else? 10 seconds? 8 seconds. 8 seconds. You've got 8 seconds to grab someone's attention with your Facebook post. What's the average attention span of a goldfish? 20 seconds. Anyone else? So humans 8. What about a goldfish? Any advance on 20? 9 seconds. And this is seriously, this is scientifically proven. Goldfish have a longer attention span than we do. So you're going to have to be pretty slick with your Facebook posts to catch attention before somebody's moved on. You actually might get some goldfish, but you might not get people. So why am I talking about this? Well, you need to use great headlines and you need to use great images if you want to capture that attention very quickly. So I've got a little image here of a beautiful water bungalow. I think it's somewhere like the Maldives. Now this business, Stronglight, has got absolutely nothing to do with holidays. They don't sell beach bungalow holidays at all. It's completely off topic for them. But they just simply put, lovely picture, anyone else want to be here right now? And they got, for those of you who can't see it, 1.8 million people liked that and 67,994 people shared that image. Anyone fancy a bit of that on their page? Yes, please. But can you see? Nothing to do with their business. Nothing at all. But they knew it was holiday time when that went out. They knew it was going to hit the mark with their ideal audience and the people they wanted to talk to. And by goodness did they get the engagement. So you can do this. You just have to find out what it is that is the right bait to draw people in. There's another one. I'm a bit of a sweetaholic. I love sweet things. So this is from Dunkin' Donuts. They didn't really say much other than just posting a picture of their donuts. But it's very visual. So yes, okay, it's promoting what they do, but you're drawn into that. Well, I am, because I want one. And it says, the rumours are true. Who's excited for a sneak peek at our new donut? It'll be here in April. And again, 35,000 likes, 1,300 comments, and 6,000 shares. It's gold dust. You know, if you get those right images and you draw people in, your page will be successful. But I do want to cover what you should not say on Facebook. So we've covered it. Don't sell, sell, sell. Facebook's suicide if you try to do that. You should follow the 80-20 rule. So really, for 80% of your content should be for your ideal audience, and only 20% of it should be about you and your business. And I'd like to bet that for most people in this room, you could reverse those figures. If you were honest with me, are you doing 80% that's about what you're doing? And if you're wondering why it's not working, switch it round. So some ideas of what you could post about. News, topical items. So if I've said you can't post about your business, what are you going to talk about? What's going on around you? I mean, we had so much going on last year. You know, there was the Commonwealth Games, there was the Ryder Cup, a lot of sports events. But if you look, there are always things going on around you, nationally, locally, internationally, that you could talk about. So look for trending topics and talk about them. You could do Meet the Team, or it could even, if you're just a solopreneur, what do you do? A little video about what you do and who you are. Inspirational quotes. Now, love or hate them, they are kind of the Marmite. But if your ideal audience that you want to attract in is a woman between 35 to 55, there's a good chance she loves that stuff. So whether you like it or not, it's not the point. If they love it, get it on your page. Caption competitions, they're great for getting engagement. Just put a silly picture on there, tell folk to write a caption. How-to videos and top tips. Videos is huge on Facebook now. And for the first time this year, there were more people uploading videos directly to Facebook than there were to YouTube. So this is how important video is to Facebook now. And things like Periscope are taking over the world. So, you know, video and live streaming is so hugely important. Ask for advice. So if someone's asked you a question, post it on your page and get your followers to answer the questions for them. You'll get engagement. Or if you want to market test something you're about to launch, then ask people what they think. So you're kind of a little bit promoting what you do, but you're getting valuable feedback on your page as well. Run a competition. I would suggest don't do it unless you've got over 500 likes, because you want to have enough that you get some traction, you get some real interaction. But run it in a way that you get people to enter by giving you their email address, because then you've got that on your email database that you can then market to them offline, away from Facebook. Ask for feedback, as we've said. Links to other people's content. So go and find articles that are on the topics that your customers will be interested in, your audience will want to read about. Because you don't need to create all this content yourself. Get other people to do it. Just go and find the sources of that content and get it onto your page. Fan-only discounts, lovely to do that. Reward your fans, give them discounts. They will eat that up. Reviews and recommendations. If someone says something nice about your business, put it on your page, because it's great social proof about what you do. Seasonal posts, Christmas time, holiday times, get things on there about that. Again, it's got nothing to do with your business. Fill in the blank questions. If I could have dinner with one person, who would it be? Fill in the blank. All these types of things are asking people to engage with you. And if you ask them, they probably will. So try and include that call to action in your post as well. Funnies, cartoons, a bit of a laugh, do that. Thank fans, lots of ideas. Post a tutorial. Do you get the idea? There's a lot you can put on there. There really is, but none of that is really to do with your business. Now, the next thing is to have character. And I've put Richard up here because love or hate him, if you think about Virgin, who do you think about? Richard Branson. If you think about Richard Branson, what business do you think about? Virgin. So they're kind of interchangeable because he has got character. As I say, whether you like it or not. He shows a sense of humour quite often on social media. You should put your name on posts. So be you. Make sure people know who they're connecting with so that they can build that bond with you. They will like you, they will trust you, and then they'll want to buy from you when the time is right. And use everyday language. Don't use business speak, because people don't necessarily understand what you're talking about. So just get it down to basic English and talk their language and be you. And that's really what it comes down to, be you. So a question I'm always asked, and you mentioned it, is Facebook reach dead? So if you put out a post, how many people will it actually reach? Who thinks Facebook reach is dead? One person. So the rest of you quite happy with how many people are seeing your posts? 2 people. Since Q1 2015, organic impressions, so that's impressions of people looking at your post that you didn't pay for, has gone down 35%. Now that is a huge drop. So it means if you are not paying, you're kind of missing out. Paid impressions have gone up 8%, and that's actually quite a jump. It doesn't make up for the drop by 35%, but it's going up the way. So really, Facebook now is pay to play. Anyone got an ads budget? Who's got an ads budget on Facebook? How many are doing Facebook ads? Not many of you. I would strongly encourage you to think about spending money on Facebook ads, because you are then paying Facebook to serve your posts to more of your ideal customer. And also it's the most targeted, go back and forwards, it's probably the most targeted ad network in the world now. Far more targeted than Google, and it doesn't need to cost you much, so don't be frightened of it. Get on there and give it a try. And I'm going to give you some tips on doing that. So that is my 5th tip, use Facebook ads. You can use laser targeting using this bit here, interest. So all that stuff we talked about on graph search, where you understand what pages your customers like, what interests they've got, you can plug that into your Facebook advert. So the next time that they're on Facebook, up pops your advert because you've gone right to their inbox because they told Facebook they were interested in the things you're trying to target. So you're going right into your ideal customer. So some tips. Include the most important message that you've got right up at the top. So Facebook won't allow promotional posts, but it'll let you do an advert. So another good reason to do it. But put your offer and your important information right up at the top. So on here it says, join me for a free webinar all about using Pinterest for marketing and what she's going to show you in that webinar. So get that at the top. Ask a question, spark curiosity, or invite people to interact with your advert because they're more likely to click on it that way. And experiment with the length. Some adverts work quite well if they're long. Some, just a short advert will work better. You've kind of got to just test it and see what works best. For your image, it's got to be 1200 by 628 pixels. Stick to that because Facebook will then optimize it and it'll be much more attention grabbing. A PNG format works better than a JPEG, little tip. And you should have no more than 20% text within your image. Facebook screens that and it won't approve any ad that's got more than 20%. You might get away with up to 30%, but try and stick to 20%. And if you're useless at that and you can't create your own images, use canva.com. Any Canva users here? Thought there might be a few. Canva.com is fantastic. I'm useless at technology, but I can use Canva to create my own images and it's really quick and easy to do. Your headline, which is this bit here, you think it should be at the top, but that's what Facebook call the headline. Use it to grab attention and get people to click because it can appear in bold. You can put capital letters in there. Build your authority and give more information about what people will get when they click on that advert. So draw them into it. And your call to action button down here, if you use sign up or download, you'll get the best results. You'll get people interacting with your advert. So using Facebook ads, test your images and headlines that you want to use on your ordinary Facebook posts on your page before you pay for them on an ad. So start to get a feel for what people are interacting with, what the engagement is, and then turn that into an advert. Have a strategy for where you're going to drive the traffic. So why are you running the ad? Where do you want them to land when they click on it? It's back to the goals. Make sure you know where you want them to go. And split test to find out what works best, because that can save you a lot of money. Just maybe try a different image in one ad to what you've got in another one and see which one's working best for you. And include a clear call to action. So it might just be click here to find out more, click the button to download my free ebook, whatever it is, put your call to action in there. And play on the pain points that you know your customer has. Because nobody gets up in the morning and thinks, I want to buy a kitchen today. But they might get up and think, I'm sick of trying to get that gas to work. I could really do with a new hob. There's something that triggered them wanting that new thing. What is that pain point? Put it into your advert. So to summarise, research your ideal customer, find out the crabs, what they do, and use Facebook graph search to find out where they hang out and what their interests are. Have a plan, know what you want to achieve, and be focused on the results you want and how you're going to get there, and also how you're going to measure that you've got success. Fish in the right pool, so seek out your audience where they hang out and join in the conversation. Don't hit them with your sales pitch. Create attention-grabbing content that your clients will love, use the right bait, and then they will want to share it and they'll interact. Set aside a Facebook ads budget, so pay to get your message to a wider audience. Doesn't have to be much, as I say, but have a strategy for how you're going to use them.
Thank you for watching Liz Melville's 5 surefire strategies to build your Facebook page. You can catch up with her on lizmelville.com or click the link to my blog post summary of Liz's talk, it's just down below, where I'll have a link through to her website. If you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up and even leave a comment. And remember to subscribe, because then that way you'll get more videos just like this one.